depending on where people actually view the podcast when they comment on. Sometimes I can see their name, sometimes I can't. So,
we'll
but
split
anyway,
on reading questions back and forth for you.
yeah, facts. But anyway, man, listen, gentlemen, we are live, and welcome to another Pin to Gas podcast. And today, it's an honor to sit down with Jaret Nassaney. I can't even say it. I'm sorry. I'll murder your last name. And my good friend Mark Sherman from CFE. Everybody knows him, and of course, everybody already knows Jaret, man. So yeah, welcome to the show, Jaret. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Pronounce your last name so we won't murder it.
Yeah.
Nassaney.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm sorry, everybody. We just had this conversation too. It's just my nerves and anyway. So yeah, man, let's get into it. Obviously, we know you love motorcycles, but let's talk about the aviation side of things for you first, man. So what got you into aviation to begin with? My dad was a fighter pilot, and growing up, there for a little while, I had an aspiration, right? Yeah, I want to be Tom Cruise and Top Gun and, have an Iceman with me and all this stuff, right? Wingman. And then, of course, I found motorcycles and all that went out the window. So how did you get into it?
Yeah, so I've always been around motorcycles my whole life, but turning wrenches on motorcycles is a niche market to make a lot of money. So my senior year of high school, my high school links up with a Votech Center here in town as well, and they offer an AMP program, airframe and power plant. So I started that, and then I graduated high school in 2016, but got my AMP license in 2018 because I had to go like halftime. So then started out on base. So I've been working out on base for over 5 years now.
Now is that through Air Force Reserves, or is that just regular Air Force?
No, DoD civilian.
Oh, DoD civilian. Okay.
Yep, they have a direct hire on program. Here, we're linked up with the Votech Center as well.
That's awesome. Well, I know we talked about before that I was a crew chief for American Airlines for about 8 and a half years, I think. So yeah, I definitely know the aviation side and how it coincides with bikes. Same thing. I grew up around bikes and airplanes. So yeah, they both coincide really well because they both go really fast. Now, of course, my dream job would be going to the Blue Angels sometime, but.
And I was a dedicated crew chief, so I had my name on the side of the plane for a little while. But then back in May, I switched over. We call it the dark side. I work for Boeing now, which Boeing's the manufacturer of the airplane I work on, is a KC-46, which was
a 767, right?
What was that? Yeah, it's a 767 2C variant.
Yeah, which is that's cool. But Boeing, though, that's really cool because, I ask a lot of racers, what's after racing? Because let's face it, it's not going to last forever. And like you said, it's a niche market. You can only have so many coaching branches and so many people. So it's like, what do you do? And so it sounds like you're going to be set up pretty good because that's a pretty good career.
Unfortunately, it's not like the good old days. Motorcycle racing doesn't really pay the bills anymore unless you're the number one guy. So
yeah, that's what people don't seem to understand is that most of our guys in the paddock are paying the race, and why it's so important for everyone to support them. That's what I tell people. I mean, these guys are out risking their lives, and they're paying to do it. It's not like it's the NFL, NHL, MLB. They don't have a $390 million contract to throw a ball or twist the wrist. So,
yep. So every sponsor helps, but even nowadays, since the recession in 2008, even getting sponsors is, it's slowly picking up, but it's still nowhere where it used to be.
Yeah, and then they want to call shots on top of it. It was kind of the downfall, I think, of the NFL and all the professional sports. Because once they get hold of it, then you've got to do what they want, whatever their cause is. You got to go for
it. Yeah, that's money's definitely short compared to when Ben Spees, Matt Millad, Miguel Duhamel, Curtis Roberts, and all them. What was they, right? But we had a bunch of factories back then, but we also had a bunch of sponsorships too, right? A lot of them were cigarettes too. Same thing with MotoGP, right? Was it 07, I think, when they stopped the cigarette sponsorships? I think right before the year before was Stoner. I think it was '06 had the barcode of the Marlboro barcode on the side of his bike instead of it saying Marlboro, and then the next year it was out. But yeah, you're right. I actually had this conversation with a up and coming racer that I know. He's how difficult it is just to travel the country and make it to every race. It's and then to find sponsorships too on top of that, right? Just like Jaret just got done saying, it's hard to get new sponsorships. That's why we need outside sponsorships, right? But also like when Michael Jordan was in the paddock, we had Gatorade, we had the U.S. Army, right? Which that was huge, and that was what was the last year, Jordan? Was that '08? Can y'all remember?
08 or 09, I think.
Yeah, so that was right after the recession took place. And yeah, you're right. Since then it's been really hard for people to get sponsorships. And it's typically when you look at the bikes, when you walk through the paddock, a lot of them got the same sponsorships on them, a little bit here or there, right? So
yeah, I mean, like the biggest thing with finding sponsors is you gotta find someone that's into motorcycles or into any kind of motorsports racing in general. So like that's the biggest thing with sponsors. So
I lost the picture of the phone ringing.
Even trying to find them outside sponsors in some way, even though it might not be a motorcycle branded company or something like that, like they're not specialized in that. That person that's gonna want to cough up the money is into racing.
yeah,
And finding that person is what's the hard thing to do.
So how do you, Jaret, go about finding sponsorships?
I mean, I've been lucky to keep most of the ones I've had over the years, but my dad and my mom, I mean, with the business, my dad's the one that mostly goes out and tries to. He's the one sending all the emails and everything like that, promoting the team and all the riders and everything, trying to get money for the season.
Yeah, and that alone is a full-time job, I'm sure, right? I mean,
yeah, and I try to get personal sponsors and stuff. I'm always sending emails to companies and trying to help promote their brand and my brand and everything like that. But
I got one for you.
I lost you guys for a second.
Especially nowadays where everything's social media driven. If you don't have a 500,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram, they're not really going to do much for you.
Yeah,
and the problem today is everybody wants to do it. You know what I mean? It's like anywhere you go nowadays, people have cameras. So it makes it tougher.
Absolutely, it is, and it does make it tough. It really does.
I'll tell you what it does is it doesn't always give you the best guy because you can get a guy that's marketable, liked, but maybe not the fastest guy, but he'll bring in some money. So I mean, big deal. But you can't take a mediocre bike and put it on the stand like they used to be able to. You used to get riders that could take a mediocre bike and win a race.
Yep.
But nowadays it's I've said this before. It's always the bike and never the rider.
Yeah. Well, we need Boeing to step up then, right? Jaret? Yeah, let's get Boeing on board. Imagine that, right? A 747 painted up GSXR 750 or 600 or whatever. That would be.
I mean, we're down to paint any bike, any colorway if someone wants to put the money out there.
Yeah, that would be proper though. Yeah, that'd be big money too, right? And that would be a great outside sponsorship.
They would put an A10 gun right on the front and just get rid of the competition coming around.
A10, yeah, that's right. Or hog. Yeah, that's good stuff. Man, I used to love going to I still do love going to the air shows. That was one of the things I look forward to every year. My favorite Jets F-14 Tomcat, of course, because that's what my dad did, right? That's what my dad did, and I remember Jaret and Mark being on an aircraft carrier and how big it was. That's what amazed me. I was like, holy shit, this is like it's
Where'd
like
you
a
go?
planet.
Were you in did you get to see it in Norfolk?
Yeah, in Norfolk. Yeah.
That's where I saw I was on the Teddy Roosevelt there.
Yeah. So
I remember going on it and we had to take the ramp and all the subs that come in. And they were like, do not look over there. Don't take any pictures. They didn't want you looking in the direction of the subs.
Yeah.
And they had like people like lined up there and they're really, really I didn't know about Norfolk too. They always have to go out in high tide because of the tunnels.
Yeah, you're right. But I think I was 8 or 7 at the time. So it's. I just remember how big it was, and my dad walking me around, and I was, showing me the F-14. I got to touch it and all this cool stuff. It was, it was crazy. It was
F-35, baby. So, so how'd you transition from, like doing your A&P? Were you racing at the time, and then you kind of did both, and you just?
Yeah, I have a full-time job, and I had a full-time job since I started working. I mean, just unfortunately, most of my leave goes to getting to every round. So I I get leave every 2 weeks, and then I know you just got to build it through the off season, and then during race season, you end up burning most of it for the race season.
And so for people that don't know, Altus Motorsports is your family's racing team.
Yes, sir.
It's
We've
from
been in business
Altus, Oklahoma. Is that why
Yep.
you have the name? Okay.
Yep, Altus, Oklahoma. Been in business since '98, since right around when I was born. So 25 years. I'll be 26 years. And we also own another dealership in Lawton, Oklahoma.
nice.
Oh, nice. So you're as
That's
old
good.
as my son.
Yep.
Now I feel old.
Don't
Mine's
worry.
only 11.
I'm starting to feel old. I've almost been out of high school for almost 10 years already. So
I'll trade you.
Right, me too. Yeah, absolute facts, man. That is so. What got you into motorcycles to begin with, Jaret? Like a little kid, your dad, or who actually got you into them?
So my dad always rode sport bikes and stuff in high school and stuff, and then didn't really ride them when we were kids, when we were born and stuff. But with the dealership, my brother was really big into dirt bikes. So growing up my whole life, we were traveling Oklahoma, Texas, and all the other states around us, racing dirt bikes with my brother. And I like to ride dirt bikes, but I was never really big into moto. But in 2013, my dad won tickets through Yamaha to go to the first race at Coda. So we went down there.
Nice.
And, just seeing all that, I mean, I'd never experienced anything like that, and seeing the Moto 3 bikes and stuff like that and how close it was, I was like, I'd like to try that. So we ended up getting a Ninja 250 at the time that I used to commute back and forth to school, because you can get your motorcycle license here in Oklahoma when you're 14. So made that into a road race bike and started racing CMRA.
Nice.
So you actually came up really quick. Then,
Yeah.
like you started late, and you came up and became a professional racer pretty fast, and pretty good.
Yeah, I guess Shoto had quite a bit of talent. When we just pulled the trigger in 2015 when Moto America started, because they had the RC390 Cup, and we gave it a go. I mean, didn't ever get the results I really wanted, because I was always one of the bigger kids.
Yeah.
Even then, like when I was younger, I was still like 140 pounds, and I'm racing against kids that are 90 pounds soaking wet. I mean, 50 pounds on that kind of a motorcycle is huge.
Oh yeah.
No, it is. And the RC390 is it's a tiny bike to begin with anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. So I'm sure you had to tuck in as much as you can, elbows as tucked in as much as you can, trying to get up underneath the screen just to yeah. But
You utilize the map as much as possible.
Right, but at the same flip of that coin, Jared, you still had advantage too, because of your height in certain situations, right? Leverage and stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to down the straightaway, yeah, it would be like I just want to grab onto the back, give me a toe, yeah. Let me latch on, man. So you started in club racing, and then you was like, I want to go Moto America. Let's make it happen. So how did all that happen?
I don't know if y'all know the name, but at the time he was our KTM rep. His name is Ty Howard. He used to race back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Absolutely.
In AMA. And my dad just got talking to him, and he had brought it up. So that's how it kind of all came about to, pull the trigger and go race in Moto America in 2015.
So did you have to accumulate a certain amount of points to get your Moto America license, or?
Yeah, you had to, I don't know if it's still this way, which I believe it is. You have to have so many expert points or so, whatever, in your organization. So I had some expert points in CMRA, and then we also went out to Chuck Walla, because with our business, my dad has contacts all over the United States, and going to Chuckwall and getting the points, the rest of the points we needed to go race.
And then you showed up on the scene, and it was over for everybody else, right?
I wish. No.
So what made you choose the Suzuki? Because of the dealership?
So we were kind of this year we're gonna be more up on our own, but in the past we were kind of more of a satellite team for M4, so we were getting a lot of our data and buying all our bikes from them. So I mean, with us not having a huge background in road racing and not having all the data, we utilized M4 to get the information we needed to be as competitive as we wanted to be.
Yeah, they help a lot of people, so that's good.
Yeah, and we've
Yeah.
gotten 2 championships out of it
Mm-hmm.
on the stock 1000, so it's worked out.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
Yes, you
did.
did.
And yeah, and then man, what a killer lineup this year, right? We got you, we got Torin, right? Because I just had Torin on the podcast.
Jake Lewis?
Yeah, and then Jake the Snake Lewis, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's probably, and he won the stock 1000 with Atlas, right? If my
Yep.
memory serves
Yes,
me right.
yes,
yeah.
he did.
Yep.
That was a
So-
good season too.
It was.
Had
And
some
so like
battles on that one.
and then Jake's coming back full circle with the team too, right? That's crazy, man. That's awesome. It's
Yeah, I've been in contact with Jake since then. Like we're pretty good buddies. We talk almost every day. So he comes down to Texas because he's good buddies with Kyle Martin with M4. And then we go down there because it's only like 3 hours and then go ride dirt bikes with him and everything when he does come by.
Jake, man. What's it like really hanging out with Jake? He's always laid back and super cool at the racetrack. Every time you meet him, I presume he's the same way off the track, right? Are you guys like super competitive to each other, talking trash? Like, I got you today. It's just not gonna happen, right? You guys,
Yeah, a
battle
lot of
like
trash
friendly?
talking. And we
Yeah.
have pretty similar personalities, I guess you could say. So we feed off each other. And
So you're quiet around everybody, like well, kind of put together, but when you're together, you're like go at each other, huh?
A lot
Have
of
the
trash
fun.
talking. And we push each other. And like I hadn't been to Coda since like 2016, I think it was. So he had been there. So like during that whole weekend, like the first beginning of the weekend, I was, trying to get with him, trying to get lines, trying to get up to pace because he obviously knows that place pretty good since he's.
Uh-oh.
I think he froze up there.
He froze up there for a minute.
It's
He'll
okay.
be back. Yeah, he'll be back. All right, you
There he
froze
is.
up there
He
for a
froze up
second.
just for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all froze up as well.
Oh, okay. Well, we all froze. We're frozen in time.
So you were saying that you follow his lines because he knows the place better.
Oh, and we
And then we
froze
Bouncing
again.
off each other, I was trying to learn lines, and he was trying to utilize me as a draft. So we were just trying to get better lap times every time we were out there. If we were around each other.
Yeah, and Texas is awesome, right? Coda. I mean, I've been there. This year will be, I think, my 6th or 7th year going to the MotoGP racing. It always amazes me. Turn one. I mean, you go there, you see it on TV in the hills, like this, right? I've had several riders on. This question I ask, like, what's the feeling like? Wide open, coming up to turn one, coming up because it's a steep hill, and then you brake real hard, you go left, and it actually bottlenecks, right? And then so it forces everybody closer, and then it goes to the right and it widens up again, which is pretty slick the way they designed that corner. So what's the feeling like, man?
Walking the track, it's a completely different experience than riding a motorcycle on a track. So when you're walking it, yeah, it's like almost 10 stories tall looking of it or whatever it is. But on a motorcycle, it's a totally different experience, especially when you're going almost 150 miles an hour up into it. It all just happens so quick, but I mean, you can feel and utilize the incline to help with your braking and stuff because it's going to help slow you down. So I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but it's.
Was it weird when you cross that hill? You got to make that turn at the same time because I see a lot of people get in there too hot, even with that hill.
Yeah,
because it seems like they're like it's sharper than they thought.
Yeah, you want to push it as hard as you can up in there, and then it's actually kind of flat up at the top. So you're braking super hard, and then it's kind of flat and then it comes back off camber and stuff when you're going back downhill.
Does it kind of feel like a roller coaster though when you first dip up on that hill and you start going up? Like, I just lost my stomachs back there, but I got to brake.
A little bit, especially the track's gotten so rough over the years. There's a big divot that you kind of utilize as a braking point that you hit that and it's like, okay, that's where I'm going. My brakes hard. And you're even lifting the wheel going up the hill.
Top
So
rack style.
It's a pretty interesting experience for sure.
I like it, dude. It's good. So Laguna Seca, turn 1 to me is my favorite corner at Laguna Seca because to me it's whatever a 600. I'm sure it's probably at least fourth gear pinned wide open, right? To the left, blind crest, can't see over it, so you gotta point it to where you want to go. Yes, backing it in, and then to me that's the most craziest. So what's that like hitting that corner? Just like balls deep, wide open. I'm doing it. Yeah.
Big thing is just knowing where you're at on the track and committing. I mean, if you roll out, you're already losing time, so you want to be full pin. And then now that it wasn't as bad in the past, but they repaved the track, so it's actually kind of pointed in turn 1, so you're almost jumping in turn 1. The bike almost fully unloads coming through turn 1, and you're fourth, fifth gear pin. So
that's gonna be interesting.
I'd say turn 1 is probably more scary than going in the corkscrew, honestly.
Facts. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. To me, it would be right. That to me is the corner that separates the men from the boys at Laguna Seca. Would be that corner right there. Because it's you see a lot of people, over the years come up in there 2 wide, 3 wide, and the inside guy, I know he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna bend it and I'm gonna win it because he ain't got nowhere else to go. You got to, you're fully committed at the time, right? Now every time I'm like, shit, dude, yeah, the drilling going through there, yeah, I'm sure it's crazy, man. It's good.
You know why he's asking? Because he wants to know if another seat comes open on your team, there, he's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near as fast. I mean, we play some PS5. I'm pretty good on that. I could probably keep up with you there, but yeah.
I'm still waiting for the scooter division come out. You ever watch it over in Europe? They have the scooters and they're all like jacked up, and then it's hilarious to watch.
No, I haven't seen that. No, but yeah, man. 2023. What was your season like? How would you define your season in 2023?
In all reality, it was rough. It was really rough. My crew chief of almost 7 years passed away in March, right before the season.
Yeah.
And me and him were real close. He worked at the dealership, so we talked all the time. And so we knew each other's lingo, and he understood me and I understood him. So setting up the bike wasn't much of an issue ever. I mean, the biggest issues we ever had was, the new 750 with all the technology on it, was trying to get that figured out. But suspension wise, it wasn't much of an issue. And that's a big thing, is your feel on the motorcycle. So when that happened and last minute trying to find crew chiefs and all of that, I mean, it was difficult. It was very difficult.
Yeah. Then Mike Pond came in, right?
Yeah, Mike Pond came in for a little bit, and he tried his hardest for sure. But like I said, that the technology on the 750s is basically Moto 2 stuff. So for a lot of people, it's hard to understand. And, luckily by the end, Boyd was available, and we brought him in, and he had a lot of experience from working with like attack and stuff like that in the MotoGP days. So he had a little bit more understanding. And we all clicked once Boyd was on and got us moving in the right direction. So by the end of the season, I was back to where I wanted to be. But, being in the season, we had a lot of DNFs and stuff, which I feel like I'm a pretty consistent rider, and that really hurts your ego and your confidence, falling that far behind from where you were the season before. I mean, I ended the season of 2022 fighting for the podium. I finished 4th at Barber in the last race. I mean, I was right behind Ty Scott in the last race and I was on the podium. So coming to 2023, I was like, I feel like I have most everyone's number and I could be right there with them battling for the podium. And, we had a good start at the beginning of Atlanta. I was right there with them, but then we had a freak deal with some bad oil and it screwed the whole weekend. And it seemed like from right then, the ball just started rolling downhill.
Yeah, I could tell during the season there. I could tell the tension in the team. And Posh was your your teammate, and I could just tell with everything, it just wasn't clicking. It seemed like you said, but now you get a good 2024 coming up. So
Yeah, we got Boyd back on, and we hired a data guy, Murph. So, and he knows his stuff with all the 2D stuff and all that kind of, all the data and stuff with the bike, which reading data and what we do it as a professional is huge. And being able to overlay data and all adjust engine braking as much as possible, fine tuning the bike as much as possible to the smallest T, you know, is huge. So having two other super fast riders on my team too is going to be huge because you're not going to be any faster if you're not riding with the fast guys. So
That's right.
That's right.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
and this year, I mean, I feel like the super sport class is more stacked than the super bike class. So
That's exactly. I was just
Absolutely.
gonna just say that
Yeah.
the super bike class this year is going to be like insane. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, super sport is
Yeah.
definitely.
if you're in the
most
top 10 in
stacked
super
class.
sport this year,
You're doing something.
you're on the money for sure.
Yeah,
Facts.
especially now with the Ray Hall coming in, and it's always good to get other competition because it's going to make you a better rider. And I think the boys at Warhorse might get a little, I don't think they're going to be running away this year.
No,
That's the plan. You know, that V2 is dumb fast. Like we
It
can
is.
stick with them in the straights, but the way it tire wear on that thing is ridiculous, and then the way it comes off corners is crazy. So it'll be interesting this year for sure.
But they Warhorse ain't entering in the 600 class this year, are they?
They haven't released anything, but
They
I figured
haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I hope they do. I hope they don't pull out now because Ray Hall showed up. I mean,
yeah,
put it out there. Let's see what you got.
Let's see.
Now
right?
you got someone else that's got some money and some competition.
So, real quick, my man Jack Knight's over there in BSB. What is up, buddy? How you doing, man? And then, dude, so I got a good friend, Chris Gladden. He actually has a question for you, Jaret. He says, "What's up, guys? Jaret, have you ever ridden at Splendora in Texas?"
I have not. I haven't even heard of that, honestly.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Where's that at? Ask him where it's at.
Yeah, I don't.
We're just curious.
Yeah,
He and I were
there's
actually,
a
Jared and I were just talking.
Private tracks down there that a lot
Yeah.
of people like obviously don't have the capability of riding at. So
What's the track? So my sister lives in Decatur. We were just talking before we started this podcast there, and you said that's where you test at down there.
yeah, Eagles Canyon Raceway. It's kind of like a little country club. CMRA races there like once a year, but other than that, like they don't really do much racing. Like I said, it's more of like a country club kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it's only like it's 2.5 hours away from us, which is the closest track to us. So during the winter when it is warm enough, that's where we go down and test and get seat time.
Yeah. He says it's an old moto track, dirt moto track.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
What part of Texas is it in? Is it northern Texas? Is it outside Dallas?
All the moto tracks I've ridden are more northern Texas.
Yeah.
We don't really go South Texas because obviously
it's all ranch down there.
Texas is so big.
Texas is
take
massive.
8 hours.
Oh my God!
To drive south.
Right, and you ain't even been through a third of the state. You're like, wait, what?
That's one of the states you actually have to fly to go somewhere. If you're going to go to like Corpus Christi out of Dallas, you either want to drive 10 hours or you're going to fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I go from 10 hours here, I'd be north of Chicago.
Yeah. I go 10 hours here, I'd be in Florida for sure.
Well, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen, Jaret. Let's roll. We're on the way to come.
So,
well,
Jaret, what do you like to do? Like when you're not racing, like what's your thing that you just like to go do? Well, first of all, do you have a girlfriend? Or you have a significant other? You're married. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah. There you go. So, what do you like to do? Like when you're not racing, you're not doing work. What's like your fun stuff to go do and just, that people don't know about you?
We love going to Florida and exploring. I think this year we're gonna go check out Jacksonville. We haven't been that side of
good
Florida,
city,
but Tampa, and then all through the Panhandle of Florida. We love that Destin, that area, the White Sands.
Mm-hmm.
So we love going there and just relaxing, enjoying the weather, the white sand, the ocean.
Yeah.
My long-term goal would be to eventually move there. I'm not a big winter fan, so if I could get to Florida, I'd be stoked, and so I could complain about the 60-degree
sand.
weather in the winter.
I got sand in my shoes again, girl. Aha.
Well,
Yeah,
let us know. That's Amy and our goal is to get down there to Florida too.
yeah,
Actually, I think we're going to start being cruisers here this year for the first time because we're actually doing a Virgin cruise, which is a total adult cruise.
Oh yeah.
So I can see, yeah, it'd be kind of fun to go to Mexico and Honduras, and it's about the cheapest way you can go and see other countries and not spend a ton of money.
Yeah, for our honeymoon, we went on a cruise out of Miami, and it was pretty dope.
That's where we're going to go out of Miami. Yep. Yeah, we'll actually do Christmas this year, so it'll be fun.
Just be careful, and there's a lot of free food, so you can gain some weight.
Have you noticed?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get rid of it.
Yeah,
it's worse, and you get back and you realize you gained 10 pounds, and
you're like, wait,
dang,
what?
I gotta burn all this off.
And then you got the drink package, and it's like there's one, especially this one because it's an adult. There's no kids on this, so it's geared towards adults, and the themes and the shows are all can be more risque because it's there's no kids around.
Well, you got to get the drink package always on a cruise, right?
Well, they actually gave us like $400 worth of the drink package if we signed up on Black Friday. So I was just like, are you kidding me? I mean, who's going to drink? Well, I won't say that.
I was going to say.
Just going to say it.
Well, on a cruise, each drink is $10 a pop, if not more. So you'll get there real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually really, it's about $10, I think. They said where other cruise lines are like 15 to 16. So, yeah.
Gotta get their money somehow, right?
So exploring, so that's a good deal.
And then,
always,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Paul McKee says, always pulling for Altus. Go get him, Jaret.
Thank you. We're excited for this 2024 season. Like we said, it's going to be a stacked class, so we got to be on our A game all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. A stacked class. I've never been on a cruise, man. I want to go. I want to take my wife. Me and my wife, we've been married since 2008, never been on a honeymoon.
So that's what you got to do then.
Yeah, I know.
Go book the Christmas cruise on Virgin.
And take her somewhere.
You do the honeymoon one, we're going to do a honeymoon one. So there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, that'd be good times for sure, right? I'm going to have to get me that.
I'm going to get your wife on here afterwards and we'll tell her to go book it.
Right, she will too.
In Mexico, they have good margaritas too. So
well, we go to Costa Maya Christmas Eve, and then Honduras will be Christmas Day, so we'll be ziplining through the jungles. So it should be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I actually grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. When my dad, I forget how long he was in the Navy at the time, or exactly what he was doing. I knew he was a fighter pilot. I was like maybe 4, but yeah, I grew up in Jacksonville till I was 6 or 7.
I think they have a naval air station there, don't they?
Yep, they do. Yep. He went to
the Marines. I
Embry-Riddle
think I went up
and
at
all
Beaumont, South Carolina. Yeah,
it's crazy because
Field is there, which is a big depot facility for the Air Force. So KC-46 goes there. So maybe if a slot opens up, we could move on over.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that'd be good, right? Pack your bags, honey. We're going to Jacksonville. Yeah, it's good.
Keep you down, so
I'm gonna get my my whatever 151 or whatever it is commercial there, so I can fly it there.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. I remember trying. That's the first time I tried alligator. Was in Jacksonville. Have you tried alligator, Jaret?
Yeah, I think we tried it at a restaurant in Birmingham before.
Tastes like chicken, huh?
Yeah, it don't really taste like much. It's just chewy.
That's what I was going to say. I felt like I could blow a bubble with this. Like, are you kidding me right now? How long do I got to choose this meat up?
All you taste is the seasoning they put on it and fry it with.
Yeah, basically that is. Chris Gladden actually said that it's in Splendora, Texas, and Liberty County. That track he was talking about, that dirt track. Yeah, I don't know. The only place
County,
I know,
I just know Tarrant, Dallas.
There's like literally like a billion cities in town.
Yeah, I mean Texas is just like nuts.
It's its own country. I mean, let's just be honest, right? It's its own country.
The size of Europe, so
it's bigger than Europe.
Yeah.
I just got back from in August. I wish I just got back to Louth. I went out there for the Cadwell Park race for BSB, and I was talking to some of the guys out there, and they're like, "Dude, yeah, we drive like 6 hours. This is the farthest we drive. And that's tip to tip, north to south, right?" I'm like, dude, 6 hour drive in Texas, you wouldn't be maybe hit 3 gas stations.
I was gonna say they do half the season on one tank of gas.
Yeah, it's
in the
yeah.
motorhome.
Yeah, because they would ask me why is it so expensive over here to race, and I was like, because our country's just so widespread out, right? It's hard for especially the up and comers to get the sponsorship to make it. If you're driving from Florida to Seattle, I mean that's a haul, and then you got to drive back, and it's super
It's like a
expensive.
3-day trip right there.
I know. Right?
Oh yeah,
I'm ready to get out of the car.
So, how's your wife deal with it? Does she like you racing? Is there, is she worried?
She has her moments, but she enjoys it, and she comes in the round when she can because she obviously works full-time job as well. So I think this season she's going to try to come out more.
Helps you probably
She
having
likes it.
her there
Obviously, she doesn't like
for
me
support.
see get-offs and stuff like that, but I mean,
Yeah.
no one likes to see that.
No.
No. Unfortunately, real life, everyone's got to work now, so it is hard to get people there and
It is
support, and it's always nice when they're there then because you got somebody there.
Now, one day when you guys actually have kids, are you going to let your kids race if they want to?
It's all up to them. I'm not going to be one of those people that pushes them to ride a motorcycle or something. I mean, I'll be stoked if they play golf. They'll make more money.
Yeah, right. That's one thing I told my son. He was like, "Oh, I want to do this." I was like, "Bro, listen to me and listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you. You really want to make big money? Soccer for real. Soccer, and just like same thing what you said, right? Soccer, man, you go out there and make $300 million for 3 or 4 years in soccer. It's just retarded. I mean, it's big money, right? Motorcycle racing, you're paying $150,000 a year just to ride a super sport machine, and you got to pay for the damages, right? I mean,
and you're limping the rest of your life.
Yeah,
might as well go play football and at least try to make a ton of money.
Those dudes are getting so many concussions now, though. I mean, that's
well, now everyone's like, no, they won't let kids play tackle football now when they're young. But I'm like, well, they have to learn the technique of a tackle. That's why they start young, so you learn the technique, so you're not. But here's what I don't get. I grew up in the 60s, 70s. You know what the padding was? Little stickies we had in the helmets. And we would go head to head. Boom. Head to head. And they're saying, well, they're bigger and stronger now. Maybe, but when you contact helmet to helmet that didn't have any padding, those guys aren't drooling off their whatever. So, yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's
and yeah, maybe they are faster, but I just think that I would love to take the old guys and put them against the guys of today and see what would happen. I just think those old guys just had that toughness about them, They break an arm, they're still in there. You know what I mean? They're not crying. They're not off because they got their bell rung a little bit. Somebody slapped them upside the head, gave them smelling salts, and they went back in. Their teeth are all busted out. They're hiking a ball.
Right.
Today they're like, oh my God, I busted a tooth. I gotta come out.
My pinky's broke. I gotta go to the hospital.
Yeah, I'm out for 3 games because my thumb hurts.
Yeah.
They would inject it and shoop, out you go.
So, this season, 2024, Jaret, what's your expectations going in this season?
To be honest, I'm trying to keep my expectations low because no one wants to not live up to their expectations. So, I mean, top 10s, fighting for top 5s all season, we'll all be stoked.
It's definitely achievable. You know what I say? I say you're going to take a W at least one or two, right?
I'd be stoked. I'd be so stoked.
Right.
Oh,
so
we're watching the TV. I'm jumping through the TV.
Yeah, me too. Right. I might have to break it and go buy a new one.
You'll see me cry on live TV.
That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with crying, bro. Absolutely not. So
just do the NJMP so I can be there. Because then I get you on my shoulders there.
Yeah, I love New Jersey, so that's one track I'm always happy to go to, even if it is raining. I mean, it's always so sketchy there in the rain, but I end up being able to ride pretty decent there.
Yeah.
And this year, Mark, I mean, because me and Mark, well, obviously all 3 of us were there. It was it was super wet there this year, right? It was
windy.
Yeah, very windy.
Yeah, it was really uncharacteristic for that time, though. Usually it's not. I mean, the last couple of years before that, we had some pretty good weather. So I don't know if you remember back in the day, we used to race there twice. We raced there in April and then in September. In April, one year it was a Bobby won that race, but I was like, how are they racing? Because it was like flurrying. It was raining and it was like it had flurry. We actually had to go buy gloves because our hands were numb. I'm like, how are they on these bikes? You know, and they could feel their hands. I just couldn't get it, but it was nuts.
Adrenaline.
Well, in 2015, the first year of RC 390, the first round was at Road America, and it was cold and raining, and like you could never feel your hands, and it was brutal.
I bet.
Oh yeah, that up there.
99% of us had never even rode in the rain. We're all out there like
winging it. Let's do it, right?
One goes, you all go.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So, how did you like the RC390 experience? Because a lot of people come from the RC390.
I'll be honest, it was okay. I mean, I wasn't, like I said, I was always one of the bigger kids, so it was so hard to be in that lead group. And I mean, it's one of those things. Once you lost that lead group, there's no making it up.
Yeah, no, not with that drafting.
Yeah. Even then, if you're tall like he is,
that was remind me kind of like NASCAR. You know, like you had to get in that train, and then it's it's kind of like Daytona with the last thing they get in that little train there and they slingshot by. But
yeah, so
are
like,
you gonna be at Daytona?
Bigger, you try to make it up on the brakes, but then on a 390, I mean, that defeats the purpose of the bike because you want to be off the brakes as much as possible and back on the gas.
Yeah.
So now will you guys be at Daytona?
It's still up in the air. I mean, we'll see. We have some sponsors stepping up, so Daytona's just so expensive, and with 3 riders, it'll be a big bill. So if we can obviously get the funding to do it, I think we'll be there.
So there's something Chris can tell you more about it. There's something that the riders over in BSB do to get funding. They have like the club, your number, whatever, they have Club 66 and people donate to that rider. So we've been trying to get it going here.
Yeah, exactly what he said, Jaret. So let's say whatever number one, Jaret's number one, right? So sign up to Jaret. My club's whatever, $40. You get a hat or a shirt. I'll sign it, maybe a little poster or whatever. But it helps you fund your season, right? Your personal sponsor you, whatever, and then you can put people's names on your bike somewhere, a couple on your helmet, a couple on the tail section or whatever, right? But it also brings more of a fan base to you too, right? Because people feel more involved. Right. And instead of just being your fan, be like, dude, I'm part of his club. Look, check it out. I got the hat. And if you look closer on TV, my name's right there on the tail section. Check it out. Right. So it just brings the more to me. I think it's as they say, proper mega idea. Right. But yeah,
for sure. But then it all kind of comes back full circle back to the social media thing. If you don't have a huge following, I mean, if you get 100 people to sign up, that's not going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, yeah, and that, like, you go back to that. Part of the reason, like I said, when we were CFE, how we started is because of that. We're trying to get people to come see you guys and put that out over social media. Had a page, trying to get people in. I think, because back in AMA when Mladen was winning everything, so when it first started, you used to have to get bussed into NJMP. You'd have to park way out in the field, and they'd have to bus you in on school buses. And then the years of Mladen winning everything, you could just see the crowds got smaller and smaller and smaller till people just. I think we were at a race, and I'm not kidding you. I think we parked in the paddock actually, and there was like hardly anybody there. And that's when Moto America came and took over. And look at all the years it took, but slowly we're building it up. And how about this? You ever think about baggers? Because that's where the money's at.
That's what I was going to ask.
The money's at. I mean, it's opportunity ever came, but
hey, if anyone's out
even
there,
to build one of those bikes is dumb money.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure
maybe someone owns a bike that want you to race it, kind of like what Max Flinders has. You never know.
Yeah,
someone may be on here, and if you're open to the idea, they may be like, we're looking to start a team.
I mean, as a rider, we're always down for anything. If it has 2 wheels, we'll ride it.
I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I think it brings in almost more people. Sometimes, like, than GMP. You see how that paddock is. I mean, it's nothing but Harleys.
Yeah, I mean, almost every round now that has the baggers. I mean, all the fans that are there are usually for the baggers.
But
Yeah.
that's good though, man. Me and Mark's had this conversation before, man. I think it's helped Moto America to where it is now. Like it's a big part of why Moto America is where it's at now with sponsorships and attendance, right? Is because of the Indians and the baggers. I mean, who would have thought, right? If we all three of us would have had this conversation 10 years ago, man, fucking baggers are gonna tear it up Moto America one day. We'd be like, yeah, right, whatever. Right now.
Well, that was kind of
we
the deal
are.
when they first announced it. We were like, what?
Yeah, I mean,
everyone
baggers,
was
how
out there
lame.
out of their minds.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like, how lame is that going to be? And then I saw it in person. Well, on TV, I still was like, okay, whatever. And then I saw it in person. I was like, what? I was like, it was insane. Daytona, they're going as fast as the super sports are.
Every track they're going
They
just as
clocked
fast
at
as us.
180.
I was
on
gonna
a
say
bagger.
they're actually being BSB too. I don't know if it's gonna be 2024. But when I was over there, I talked to Steve Hicks who runs it, and he told me that they were bringing the baggers over there, and that's gonna be
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be
Now we gotta
proper,
get Jared over there. Then you can be international.
That's
And
what I
you
was
got
gonna
a
ask
plane,
you.
so you work for Boeing, so you can get over there.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
those tracks already look sketchy enough. I can't imagine doing that stuff on a bagger also.
Well, they're all short. They're all pretty short and twisty and
narrow.
yeah.
Bro, dude, listen, y'all have no idea. Cadwell Park. Cadwell is my favorite track in the world, first and foremost, right? It's
Imagine
just
them launching it over that hill.
dude, the history, bro. I'm telling you, Jared, when I
500
first
pound
went there,
bagger.
bro, dude, I'm telling you, dude, literally, the track's as wide as my computer screen, 17 inches wide, right? It's no bullshit. I was like, what are you kidding me right now? And I showed up, I think it was a Thursday, the first day I went. No teams were there. They actually had a car track day and a bike track day. And of course, I went straight to the mountain jump, and they weren't nowhere near launching it like the BSB guys. But yeah, that's the first initial impression. It's so narrow. And so turn front straight away, it's all pretty much wide open all the way through the back section. You come back around to the mountain course, it properly closes up. The width stays the same, but now once you jump over the mountain, you got literally tire walls on both sides of you for the next, I think, 4 or 5 corners, 6 corners, and then it opens back up again. But to see them guys, Jaret, in real life, hi Kitty, properly send it over that mountain it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's absolutely crazy, right? And I asked one of the guys, I was like, man, how do you set up, because Cadwell's so different, how do you set your bike up for the jump, right? Because that's one of the main features of the track. And you can't have your chain. You basically want your chain kind of loose, because when you jump dude, they were explaining it to me, and it was just like all this chaos going on, right? It's proper, but I would love to see over there in BSB, man. It would be, we need some Americans over there, man. We do, man.
Yes.
Let's sign you up. Let's get you on there.
He can come in there because we've had moms, we've had dads, we've had
Yeah.
dogs. Now we have a cat.
Now
We can
got a
ask kid
cat.
questions too.
Yeah.
I have 3 cats, so
Do you?
it's-
So
it's
which
hard
one
to
is this
put
one?
in. That's Salem.
Salem.
Nice.
Is it a boy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got any dogs?
I do. I have 1 dog.
What kind of
Saint
dog do you have?
Bernard.
A pug?
Saint Bernard.
Oh, Saint Bernard.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, that's a dog.
Wow.
You got the barrel full of
Where's he-
bourbon?
Where's he at?
No,
Oh, Jared, come
He's
on, man. We
outside
got to
right
get you
now.
a barrel.
Is he?
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
My mom and dad had one. My dad named her Princess Peru, and she lived, I think she was 8 when they finally had to put her down. But she was big dog, super lovey, long hair.
it's actually my second one. 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, we had to put my first one down. She was about 8.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it not having a dog. So then that
Yeah.
years. There's actually a St. Bernard rescue up by the city here in Oklahoma.
Nice.
One of their
Oh,
specialties
really?
is St. Bernard. So yeah, we picked him up, and he's like the best dog ever.
Nice. That's
I don't
awesome.
remember ever seeing him at a race, so he doesn't come to the races then.
No, because I fly in because of work. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
I would have to buy a whole row of seats to bring him along.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a whole aisle just for the dog, dude. No bullshit. And then
Just
the way
put the
they
service-
slobber and
Just put
drool.
the service thing on
Yeah.
like everybody else does. You know, just put the
Yeah.
service jacket on. It's my service dog.
I got 2 cats myself, and 2 dogs, but one's a one dog, Charlie, she's a female. She's a purebred pit. The other one's a Tennessee Walker Hound pit mix, and he's like 130 pounds, loud and obnoxious, talks all the
where
time.
is he at? I've never seen him
howls.
on the podcast.
Dude, because I gotta shut the door, man. I'll bring him in after we end the live video so you guys can see him. Because, dude, if he was in here right now and I don't physically touch him or pet him, he's barking, he's talking, he's loud.
Well, let's make the deal right before we end it so people can actually see him.
All right, I'll bring his big ass in here. Y'all asked for it. I'm just saying. No,
My
he's
dog
cool.
weighs almost 160 pounds. So
Yeah, well,
What?
Jared,
he's a whole
How
nother
about this?
human to deal with.
Right before the end, you'll bring yours in, and then you can bring yours in, and they can see each other.
yeah, maybe they'll talk because Cruz loves
Maybe they'll
to
talk to each other.
I'm telling you, he's a talker, 110%. Jared, dude, that's awesome. So, are you in any other sports at all? Like, do you play golf or?
Yeah, I play golf.
soccer?
Obviously, right now it's too cold. So, I
Yeah.
mean, when it warms up, I love to play golf. And I
You
ride
look
my
at
golf
other
bike
sports
as
like
much as
football,
possible
basketball,
during the off season.
baseball, football, or are you just all in racing and golf?
I'm not too big into football and baseball. I mean, I'll watch it, but I don't follow it
Yeah, I
that
don't either.
much.
I'm a soccer guy myself.
So,
That's
yeah,
what I follow.
usually when you grow up down in Oklahoma, well, I don't know, football's pretty big down there.
Yeah,
Well,
my
the
dad
Sooners.
loves football, but I don't know. I just never really got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you play PlayStation at all?
I used to. I used to be a real big gamer, but I don't play anymore.
He's married. He's not allowed to.
Yeah, my wife kind of cut that off.
She's like, you're
I
too
used to work
grown for
swings.
this.
I used to work swings, so that was like 3 to midnight, and I'd come home and play Call of Duty and stuff with my buddies until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and be miserable the next day. So
Talking
had to-
shit the whole time. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I had to
good. It's
shut that
fun
down.
though, man. It's good. It's good. It's
I think the boys play that because I thought they played with Camp Obie. I can't remember. They played with a couple of guys, I think it's Call of Duty. I think Nick and
I used to play with Cam P every once in a while when he was on our team, but
yeah.
I
want him.
don't
He's
know.
actually coming along too. I'm
Yeah.
happy for him. I'm just wondering what's gonna happen to Matt.
That's what I was
You
gonna
know,
say.
now,
Matty
the sad thing
Sculpts,
is with,
man.
with
Tig.
Trig, Trig
Yeah.
is the one that named us, so it's oh man. We just talked to him this last year and yeah, that's sad that's a whole sad situation right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
feel bad
another
for
team
everybody.
will sign him or put another bike in their lineup to be able to sign him.
I hope so because he's such a good guy, and he's not just a good guy, but he's a good rider,
Yeah.
and he's tough. He gets hurt
Yeah.
and he can get up there and he'll ride. It was like
Always a
Max,
fan.
I was hoping one day Max would get picked up. I mean, here he's riding on the baggers in Jersey and he gets hurt and limping. And I'm like, oh, he's probably going to be out. Oh, no. He went got his foot numbed up and he's out riding again. He's like
On the podium too. Good job, Max, dude. It was proper.
Yeah.
Good to see.
That's how it's going to be when you get on there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That podium, just being anywhere near that podium, that's what it's about right there.
Absolutely.
So when you're there, it's going to be that way.
It's going to be.
People are going to be, it doesn't matter if it's first, second, third. That podium is going to,
Good stuff.
you're going to get there.
Oh, dude, this year he's going to be there. He's going to be on the top step, 110%. I got faith for sure. I'm with you. Have you met Torin?
Not really, no. I mean, we were obviously on the track at the same time at Coda, but even like during sessions, I never even really saw him out there. So it was just during the race, and I got tangled up with some people during the race, so I got knocked back and had to fight back forward during the race. So they were in a different group.
Well, dude, that's awesome. So look, 2024, Jaret, Super Sport champ. What do you think? It sounds good, don't it? Yeah, let's do it.
That'd be amazing.
It would be, man. Yeah, let's make it happen, man. What's your favorite food?
I'm not sure, honestly. I love Mexican food, so that's
you're from Oklahoma and like
yeah.
Mexican food?
Yeah.
Everybody loves Mexican food, man. That's the staple. Yeah,
I guess it's more Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Do you like spicy food?
Yeah, I like spicy food.
Yeah. Do you ever watch the hot ones on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried any of their hot
That's
sauces?
probably too spicy for me, though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like your skin's rolling off. It's like you're peeling like you're sunburned.
Jalapenos are spicy enough for me, and those are like
okay.
That's about where I'm at.
millions of scovels higher than that. So a hard pass on that.
So what people might not know about you, well, I'm sure people that know you in the paddock know this, but some people that maybe watching this that are just not motorcycle fans is that you're a member of the Choctaw tribe
Yes,
in
sir.
Oklahoma. And I
Yep.
didn't even know that till today.
Yep.
So
Comes from my dad's side. His great grandmother or great great grandmother was like full blood, and so I still got a little bit in me. I have my Indian card and everything.
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's good
We
stuff.
tried to get the tribe to come on board, but
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, they got the casinos. They can make some money, and they won't come forward.
nothing yet.
All right, Choctaw, you guys have to step up for this guy.
Step it up. And
Have to
Boeing.
step it up. Represent.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Miles Thornton rode for us, and he's actually Choctaw Indian also. So for to have two riders that are Choctaw on the same team in the same organization was like not heard of. So we tried to get him to come on board that year, but even then, didn't hear much.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Hmm.
That's rare. That's good. Well, hopefully they will step up, man. It would be good. It would be.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tax write-off, right?
Yeah.
Everything's a tax write-off for those big companies, so
Right.
I don't see the big deal to them why they can't just give us a little bit.
Yeah. And it's not like you're asking for like millions and millions, like most of these, Yeah,
we're not
it
racing
makes
with
no
a
sense to
TT,
me. You
we're
got a guy that
traveling
throws a
the world.
football, he gets like $340 million to throw a football, and
Retarded.
and then he gets to the playoffs and hurts his thumb, or whatever. You know what I mean? And yet you guys that put your life on the line like every day, and I get it. Everyone's gonna say, and I get it. Everybody, it's not the same. They don't have the same viewership. They don't have the same, I get it. They don't sell. The NFL sells a lot more than Motor America. I get it, but you gotta
United
start
States
somewhere.
likes stadium sports, so
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
if it's not in the stadium, they're not too stoked about it.
No, because I mean, look at arena cross. I mean, supercross. Back in the day when it was outside. I mean, it was Hurricane Hannah days and stuff. But when they brought it in the stadiums, you're right, it took off.
Yeah, we
It
can't.
did.
People like to sit in one spot and be able to see all the action. So, I mean, if we start road racing indoors, I guess we can make it happen.
Yeah,
Who
right.
knows?
Yeah. who
What's
knows?
next? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Well, would you ever do the Isle of Man TT?
No.
No. Do you watch it?
I mean, I watch the clips because I don't ever have to log in, but Peter Hickman and those dudes are nuts.
Dude, I met Peter Hickman. He's I touched his TT bike. Yeah, I touched the god of speed. It was
the Holy Grail.
Dude, what a feeling, right? It was magical, man. Yeah, them guys are nuts. That's my favorite race of the year every year is the TT. It's on my bucket
They're
list.
definitely a different breed. If you know Mark Miller,
Yeah,
or Brandon Creed too, they're just a different breed. They just have a different way of thinking.
Mark
I think you gotta be a little bit off.
West just went over there this past year and did some actual real road racing because
Yeah,
his wife Patricia does that stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah,
he said it was for sure a bit different experience.
Guaranteed, right? There's no mistake for.
I just don't understand how the brain can comprehend that many turns and not. I mean, you can't have a brain fart at all. I mean, you cannot have just a hiccup. It's got to be perfect every time. Every time.
When you just push a little wide and you touch a curb, you're done.
Yeah, and you could be done, not just done hurt. So just knowing that, it's like, oh my god, it's like the mindset.
You got to be a different breed for sure to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, I got a couple buddies that actually race the TT, and it's this is the best way I explain it to people. I'm like, us three, we go to Coda. We got ample runoff room, right? So our safety margin of error is super huge, so we feel safe because our comfort zone is really big, right? We go out here on our hometown, 200 miles an hour down a straightaway. Now we're this wide, right? So our safety of comfort's really, really narrow, so we don't feel as comfortable going as fast. But somewhere in that brain of theirs, that switch gets shut off and they feel more comfortable almost. To me, it seems like racing in that type of situation versus a short circuit, because if you go through the past of the history, there's not been a lot of TT riders been successful short circuit racers, right?
No, I mean, yeah. And the analogy, because your dad's a fighter pilot, so I would ask him sometime. I got a chance to do the I think it was F-18. Maybe been F-16. I can't remember. Simulator. No, it was F-16. I'm pretty sure because I had the G suit on, and there's a full simulator. And I remember getting in, and I remember feeling actually claustrophobic when they shoved me in there. Canopy came down. I was like, ooh, like you're like jammed in there. And then I was better when I got up and going, flying because obviously then you're paying attention out here. But oh my gosh, I mean, probably a similar thing how you're closed in but yeah, you get in one of the simulators in the building. Now, maybe different if like is on the flight line, I could look around. But yeah, I remember getting shoved in that thing and I was like, man, this thing's tight.
Yeah, it's do you watch F1? Are you an F1 fan?
I watch some F1. Everything you have to have a subscription to anything nowadays to watch anything. So
Yeah, I know. But listen, the good thing. Hold up.
Well, that's why I just stream one thing and you can get all of it.
Well, usually I pay for it all. I ain't gonna lie. I do the MotoGP, the World Superbike, but the TT is only like $25 US, which is cheap, right? I mean, $25 to watch 2 weeks worth of the best racing in the world. I'm in all the time. There is one race series out there, and it's my favorite, and you can watch it for free. BSB, Bennett's British Superbikes.com. When the season starts, it has a live button in there. You click it, boom, you're in, right? And they also have a cool thing called TSL timing, live timing, to where if you don't have a chance to watch it, you can actually listen to the audio. And and the cool thing about BSB that I like too is when they commentate on the races, even practices and all that, they mention every single person on the grid, all the way from first to last, right? And which is huge. They don't do that here in America, right? You don't hear them get on the grid and they go announce everybody in Junior Cup that's out there. And actually, as the practice is going on, they talk about everybody, so it's really cool. But yeah, you're right. Everything's a subscription. I used to do F1 too, but it got kind of monotonous. But now I find, I mean, let's just be honest, right? Moto America, the app, man. I love Moto America, but the app is horrible. You pay $80 if you don't catch it live. Bitch, you got to wait till the next day to watch it. Even then, it's fucking crappy and choppy.
It still freezes a lot of times, and it gets frustrating,
dude. But Jared, if you wait like an hour after the race, you can go to YouTube and you can watch it for free, right? So it's like it kind of contradicts itself in a way.
I think they got to read. Yeah, I don't know who's running the media there, but yeah,
they need to do it better for sure. But, Moto America, you need to step that game up on the app for sure, and you need to add other classes to it too. Like they need to do a fantasy league like MotoGP, right? We need to have a Moto America fantasy league where we can, pick our super bike, our super stock, our super sport, a Junior Cup, and all that, and then points tally. We can win actual prizes and all that.
So, what do you think about the betting though? Because I think that's the downfall of all the sports. Like as soon as it started betting comes in, so prime example, Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Marshawn Lynch has been running all day long, right through the defense. Gets to the 1 yard line. You're telling me he couldn't make 1 yard, and they did some stupid play on the 1 yard and couldn't get in and lost the game? I was like, yeah. That's what sold me when betting started happening. I mean, come on. He would have got in there. There's no way you were stopping him on the 1 yard line. I don't care if you stacked the whole team there. He was going to get through that wall.
You think it was rigged?
I think I thrown, yeah. I mean, listen, anytime you put money and power or, anything like that, there's 100% corruption. It's a human. Unfortunately.
Since sports have been going, there's always been corruption in it, right?
I mean, look, you can in baseball now. You can bet on every pitch. Like how much more? It's like I can understand betting the game, but like you can bet every throw. You can bet on every pitch. Is he going to catch it? Is he going to scratch himself? Is he going to dig in his butt? I mean, it
is getting ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie, but it'd
be kind of hard to throw a Motor America race, though.
It would that.
But sometimes if people aren't making money,
it's be like, dude, we'll give you $100,000.
That's the question I have. It's not that they're going to throw, but people are struggling and they want to race, and they're at this line, and they're like, well, if I make it here, I might not win, but I'm going to get some money.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
I think it's a tricky situation. I'm not a big betting guy anyway. I've tried and I lose my ass every time, so I just say fuck it, don't even do it anymore. I got a lot of friends though, man. They're always we got a Rosie's around here, right? So they're like, dude, let's go to Rosie's. I'm like, I'm not going to Rosie's, right? What'd you do last night? Oh man, I went to bed at 4 a.m. For what? We was down there at Rosie's. I'm like, bro, I spent $300. I was like, for what? I just don't get it.
It's like
just not.
it's a chain casino. Like we have Hollywood casinos here.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it
But
at all.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So at the track, what do you do to relax? Like, let's say you know you're coming off. What's your thing you do to relax, to get yourself kind of back in, hang out with your buddies?
Yeah, I mean, before races, I get real bad anxiety, honestly. So like, big thing for me is like just getting away from everything. You know, maybe putting on some music, but like really just trying to distance myself from everything and trying to get in that clear mindset. But obviously, like between sessions and stuff, yeah, go hang out with the buddies or whatever.
What's the music you're listening to when you're trying to relax before a race?
Depends on the day. I'm into almost any kind of music besides like heavy metal, but so I don't know. Just
That's why we never talk about the anxiety in racing, because you know, people always, it's such a big deal because that really is what's going to stop you from being, you know, you look at the great people and it's like, not that they don't care, but they don't care.
Yeah.
If they throw their life away, that's it. They're willing to lose their life to be a champion. And other people are really like I'm not that type of person. I've always been more calculated, so I'm not willing to say, okay, I'm going to throw my life away for 2 wheels. I don't care if I'm a 9-time world champion. I'm just not going to do it. Because to me, it's not that important to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, the anxiety, I know. Even for track days, you know, there's anxiety because one, you don't know if the other guy's going to knock you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can come. I mean, I've been at track days, 3 different ones, and 3 different people have been killed. You know, and I'm thinking, wow, nuts. But that's what's so amazing about the sport too, is that you can take that anxiety and channel it down, calm yourself down, and get it done.
Turn it into a positive for sure. Yeah, dude, listen, I ain't gonna lie, I get anxiety before every podcast. I got to go in there and have a conversation with myself from the mirror. My wife's always like, good luck. I'm like, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna murder it. Like, this is good. You're gonna have a good time. You know, I get it, man. I do. It's a battle. It's an everyday struggle. It really is, dude. In certain situations, set you off even more, and you're just like.
But it's good to say it because a lot of people wonder about that stuff, you know, and that's like this podcast. We like to just ask stuff that people aren't necessarily going to ask, you know, because that's what people really want to hear. They want to know, how do you deal with that anxiety? Because there's a guy that's going to go to track days this year, and he's like, well, how do you deal with it? How do you get yourself, you know, to calm down enough, you know, with their, you know, whatever. They take a couple of beers, calm themselves down, you know.
Have a pint right before you throw the leg over it. Let's get it, right? Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, but it does release the tension. I know for a fact.
No, it does. Yeah, it absolutely.
It just makes you do what you know you can do without overthinking it.
Yeah.
Do you ever have a problem with like overthinking things?
Yeah, all the time. I mean,
like being technical, you're like, oh my god, I'm not. You know, I'm just.
The biggest issue is myself, honestly, in the sport is all the pressure is coming from me.
Yeah.
I mean, the team supports me no matter what. So I 100% put all the pressure on myself. So I overthink it all the time. That's where anxiety comes from. Is I'm such a competitive person that I want to do well. I know I have the ability to do well. So I mean, just to put all the puzzle pieces together and do it. I mean, that's where it all comes from.
Yeah. It's hard to get out of your own head once you're in it, right? I know.
Well, yeah, it's hard to be on the start line and go, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna have fun. Whatever happens, and then you know you're like, wow, I'm actually didn't overthink it. I'm just kind of flowing through there now. You know, I'm just doing it and doing what I know I can do, but I'm not really thinking about it as much. Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah. So what do you do to relax, Jared? Netflix and chill. What series you watching on Netflix?
We love like murder mystery stuff.
Right.
So we just finished up one called Fool Me Once. That one was really good.
Fool Me Once. I'm about to check that out.
You know, I think I just saw that the other night.
Did you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I think it's on a pop across the top there.
It's really good. So I recommend
Fool
that
me
one.
once. Okay.
All right, fool me once. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, I've been watching the captains, FIFA, the captains, on the little soccer thing.
The lawn fairies?
Yeah, my lawn fairy. See, I take shit from all my friends because I'm a soccer fan. It's good though. I love them all the same. So it's all good. It's good stuff, man. Yeah.
I mean, they get injured pretty bad. I seen them on the ground there, you know.
Yeah, rolling
You
around
get
holding their
stuck
shit.
on-
Oh,
stuck with those feet.
like got amputated.
Right.
And then you see the replay. I'm like, where did he get hit? Like, what happened?
Yeah,
I bought myself on the chair at the hockey game harder than that guy got hit.
Hey, I love my soccer. Okay,
I
it's
just-
good. It's good. I know it's good. It's good. It's good, dude. So, are you Marvel or DC?
I'm honestly not into that kind of stuff.
Okay, so no
Hey,
Star
man.
Wars, none of that, right?
Neither.
Okay, I got.
I mean,
you.
I'll watch it. I'm all game to go watch the Avengers or something if it's on, but like, I'm not into Marvel, DC. I honestly don't even know the difference.
Yeah, it is cool, man. I'm a nerd, so I like
Boy,
Star Wars.
so I'm not the only one because I always felt bad because I was like, I get asked that. I'm like,
I mean, I like the Hulk a
Superman's
lot
cool.
when I was young, but that was about it.
Right. The Hulk smash, right? Yeah, it's man, it's just a way to. I mean, I find myself getting away from here, right? Get in a cool. I mean, who wouldn't want to put on a suit and fly and shoot lasers and all that cool shit, right?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's cool. So that's yeah, but and dude, I also love Disney movies, right? All the Pixar movies, dude. I love those movies. Those are, I do watch those a lot.
But it'd be more fun if you were doing it on a bike, shooting guns at the same time, and having a beer.
Facts. Like bring back Road Rash, like that video game Road Rash, right? Who didn't play Road Rash growing up? That was awesome. You pull up beside, hit him with the chain, kick him off the bike. Yeah, it's
By the way, Jared, I want you to see something. I just noticed like his background. He used to be like one shirt, two shirts, and now he's like got a museum back there.
He is full.
Oh my
oh, you
god!
talking about me?
You.
Yeah,
I just noticed like you've got the whole museum. It's like everybody in BSB.
Yeah, I got my Jake Marsh and my man Cameron Fraser. Cameron just won the GP2 BSB title, and then I got my man Eli Block. I got Aliki from V&M. I got Ryan Wolf, my man Levi Batty, Kevin Horney. Who else I got up there? I got CFE. I don't know if you guys ever heard of CFE, but yeah, I got this guy.
I don't know where all this stuff is back there. I don't see it.
Right. So I don't. I got to get with Jared and give me an Altus shirt or team shirt so I can proudly display it up on the background.
Yeah.
Right. And then I got which we'll definitely make that happen. I got my man Dave Neal. He has his own podcast, Off Track. That's actually why I went out to BSB. And then that tank shroud hanging up right there, that's actually Alex Marquez's Mark VDS's carbon fiber tank shroud that he signed, that I actually got for a birthday present one year. So yeah, it's and then of course all my hats and posters, dude. As you can tell, I got man, I even started putting them on the ceiling right there. You see, I got one already started on the ceiling, man. I got, dude, you name it, man. I got, the everybody, the Go Show was always one of my favorites. I actually got a signed Anthony Gobert poster right here hanging up on my wall. That I met him in 1999. Right there it is.
Yep,
and you see my Lego Ducati right there too. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Okay, let's just face it. I'm a motorcycle nerd. So yeah, I can't help it, man. It's listen, since I discovered motorcycles, nothing's ever made me feel like a motorcycle has made me, right? I remember when my grandma passed away 3 days from my birthday, and I just wanted to go ride. And my mom and even my wife, she's like, I don't think that's a good idea, but they don't understand. That's the only thing that
calms you down.
Like help me, yeah. Right? Mentally, really helped me. And if I didn't have that, I mean, it would be, I don't know what other outlet I'd have in life.
I think we'd both be in prison.
Right, for real, man. Absolutely. Franklin
got me through a lot when I was young too. Bikes. You said you grew up with bikes, and
yeah, for sure. I did.
Back then, you used to be. I mean, back in the day, they were actually more dangerous because you're too young to remember this, but
we didn't have no riding gear like we have now. Yeah, dude.
I had a Hidaka dirt squirt, and the pipe was up high, and they'd have to sit me on it because I couldn't reach the pegs, and they off I go.
3-wheelers.
Yep.
Yeah, ATC
Oh
110.
yeah.
How many times I flipped that bad boy? Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of fun on that,
With
man.
the
Yeah,
big balloon tires on.
My dad still has a 250R three-wheeler. That thing's obnoxious.
yeah,
Like,
it's
Really?
it's almost unrideable.
yeah.
My son has a Suzuki. I think it's the 450 quad racer.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But dude, let's just be honest. Back then, dude, we had the CR 500, KX 500, right? We don't have 500s anymore. We got 450 four
I had the
stroke.
KX 650 in college and the 750.
But I'm willing to put some money down that a proper CR 500 would wax a brand new 450 four stroke for sure, 110%. That's just me. I don't know what you guys think, but for sure, I think they would. Have you ever ridden a CR 500? I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like you talking about the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, it's
Well, all that torque.
bro, it's yeah. I can't explain it. It's I read one once and I was like, holy shit. Here,
Well, you
take
remember
this
the
thing
TT
back.
500 from what was it? Back in the day too. It was the Enduro.
Yeah, it
That thing's
was.
fast.
Yeah, dude, I'm a big two-stroke guy anyway. I always loved two strokes, man. The smell, the ding, 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 ding. You know, I missed the 500s. It was. Do you watch MotoGP, Jared?
Yeah.
Who's your team? Who's your favorite?
I've always been a big Marquez fan just because he's willing to put it all on the line. I mean,
Okay.
So what do you think about all electronics
Yeah.
and stuff then? Do you think it'd be cool to have a race where it was really the rider and not any electronics on the bike? Like
For
BSB?
sure. For sure.
I think it would be really cool because then we could really see risk control. That's why I like BSB.
That's why I love BSB.
It's a little bit more of the rider, not so much of the bike. And I know people say to me, wow, but they just can't go through fast two turns. But I'm telling you what, I think I'd
Bro.
rather see a race that's really close and slower than someone's blowing somebody out by 10 seconds. And it's like, shoot. And then you're like, okay.
Look, I'll tell you
Where's that
firsthand
guy?
because I seen them live. There's no bullshitting with BSBs, and you're right. They don't have all the electronics that you guys have. Shit, your 600s probably got more electronics than their British superbikes do, right? So they're properly racing a 240 horsepower motorcycle.
I wish they would just do a season like
Proper,
that.
dude.
You want to get people in and really honestly check talent, like pure talent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's man, we can go on and on about the aerodynamics. I'm not a big fan of that and all the electronics. And they always say, oh man, you got to have them because they're getting 300 horsepower. But dude, if you go back and listen to any interview, Casey Stoner, Matt Mladen, or any of them guys said, even when they were 200 horsepower back then, they're like, dude, I'd rather have all the electronics off so I get to feel what the bike is actually doing, right? And then we can add a little bit in. But where they've gotten to it now, it's like you sit in the cockpit. It's like you got 30 different switches. You got thumb
Twist the
brakes.
throttle and let it go.
Yeah, you got ride height
knows where it's
device.
at.
You got all this shit going on. It's like, well,
I mean, when a
just-
bike knows what corner it's in and how much fuel it's going to give it, and it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like pilots today. The skill of flying is pretty much gone because they're not coming out of the military anymore. They're going to Flight Safety International. They're flight management people now. They manage all the systems. So, like, when crap goes wrong, are they going to be able to fly the airplane? Because pretty much, after takeoff, 1,600 feet, it's in
auto
1,000 people, and they're taking the autopilot off.
Yeah. My dad says he that's what he does. He's old school though, but he says I like to fly, but there's times where I'll put it on autopilot. It's like cruise control in there. You just sit back, relax.
Well, that's different. He's done
Chill,
it, though.
right?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you get,
no,
it's like
yes.
me. Like, I won't buy a stick shift anymore because I use them all the time. Now I'm just lazy and want automatic. My son has a big 2,500 Dodge Ram, and I won't drive it because it's stick. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. If you get an automatic, I'll use it.
Possible to even get a stick anymore.
Dude, it does. It does. You're right. You're right. Franklin, what is up, Franklin? He says, "What is up, guys?" And then
Hey, Franklin.
Chris Lewis says, "What's up, guys?" And then he actually has a question for me. He says, "What's my favorite British circuit, dude?"
Cadwell Park.
Hands down. I'm telling you guys. Listen, everybody, you need to go to Cadwell Park and watch it. You'll thank me later. I promise you.
Well, maybe we can see Jared over there. Kill two birds with one stone on a Packard.
Bro, proper, right? Winning.
For the right price?
For the right price, we can make it happen. That's right. Good stuff, man. Yeah,
Boeing
yeah.
needs to step up too, because I think Boeing looks really cool, like having that logo on the bike, the whole Boeing logo, and they could put like the whatever bike it is that you're riding at the time. Yeah, they have the 777 on the tail or something. They can put the whole number down the side, make it look like a test, like the test bike.
That'd be cool, man. Have it painted where it looks like it's got all the rivets all down the side of it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be proper. Absolutely. So, yeah, man. How do you prepare for a race? Do you have any like abnormal rituals? Like when I had Nolan Lampkin on, he says he wears his socks inside out. Which, by the way, thank you, Nolan, because I started doing that, and the reason why is because when you put on a sock, there's a little seam in it. Sometimes it rubs on your toe, or you just feel it. You got to move your sock. Well, if you wear them inside out, you don't have that, right? So, yeah. And I told my wife that, and she looked at me. She said, "Stupid! I've been doing that for years." But
I mean, the big thing for me is I'm kind of superstitious. So like I have like the same like undersuit. Like I don't wear like the one piece undersuits. I sort of wear like the Under Armour and like leggings underneath mine. So like I have like the same ones I wear on Friday, the same ones I wear on Saturday. Like I have certain ones I wear on certain days. So I try to just keep like that kind of keep something the same, I guess you could say. But other than that, I mean, not too much. I've been to all the tracks, so I don't really need to study them too much anymore.
yeah,
Mid Ohio this year is gonna be different, so learning a new
Mid-Ohio's
track
gonna
will
be
be
awesome.
fun. But
Yeah.
I'll be watching videos and stuff like that. But
So tell us some of the pranks that people have done on you, besides like trying to steal your underclothes there because you're superstitious. But I mean, any good pranks anyone's ever done to you, like just
no,
out of
not
fun?
really, honestly.
Really?
I mean, we had like the key from a Grom stolen once for a little while, but we eventually got it back. But other than that, like nothing too much.
Dang, we gotta start this up around here. We
Dude,
gotta get these guys to play with each other a little bit to loosen them up.
right. It's prankster time when I see you in Atlanta for sure. So I got a funny story I got to tell you real quick about pranks. So my good mate Jake Marsh, he's out there in BSB. My other mate Benny Grayson, he races out there too, and he's like, what he did to Jake one time. Well, he did it a couple times throughout the season. He said when he would walk away from his pits, he'd go out there and take his Bluetooth, connect his phone to it, and then put it on porn and play it as loud as he could in the paddock inside his tent, dude. So everybody walked by, all of a sudden, you hear the whole porn thing going on, and everybody's like, "Wait, what's going on?" Yeah. So that's a prankster right there. That's
That's pretty good.
That's good stuff. Yeah, I could see that happen for sure. That's awesome. I was crying laughing when he told me that. I was like, "Shut up." He's like, "Dude, he did it for real."
But see, you know what? They can get over. They could do that over in Europe. Here, I think they'd be pretty uptight if it happened in the Motor America.
Yeah,
they'd be like,
Oh, they'd be so mad.
they were trying to. I mean, it was years ago that we got permission to do the smoke bombs like they do in Europe, right? It was the 9/11 thing, and they told us as long as we just do it right here, it's not a big deal. And they did it, and they threw it in the CFE pool, the big pond, and they threw they threw two of our guys out for it. They got all bent out of shape because it was 9/11. We're like, it has to do with the race. It had nothing to do with 9/11. It wasn't a disrespect or anything. And it was like we're talking 12 years later, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did get back in. But I was like, everyone's just so uptight here. Like it's just, yeah, it's like we did it at Pittsburgh, and they were all, oh my God, they're not going to be able to see. And, all the riders come around and Gagne's like, yeah, we saw the blue smoke. It was really, really cool, But see, that's the thing here. Like over there, they can do all that stuff. And here, it's like, it's just, they need to loosen up a little bit. Let's have some fun. I mean, that's what you're going to sports for, right?
Facts. That's
It's all too
100%.
political nowadays.
It is. It's
Well,
sad.
then that's the problem with that is the problem with letting companies kind of sponsor you, because then you've got to go with their whatever their cause is, And I think I always tell people Motor America pretty much is the last true venue left of what sports is supposed to be. You were supposed to go to sports to forget about your life, to have a good time.
That's right.
And because leave everything on the outside, come together, have a great time, and then go get bombarded when you left with life again. But then you go to an NFL game or an NHL game or a Major League Baseball game, and everyone's got causes, And But Motor America isn't. They don't have causes on helmets. They don't have them on their bikes. So it really is the last place you can go to kind of like just let go, you know, and have a good time with your friends and not get bombarded. And I really hope it stays that way. Sometimes I wonder if it's why they don't have the major sponsorships, because then they'd have to bow down to those people. I mean, could you imagine if like a Kraft or a Light Beer came in? You'd have to paint your helmet pink or purple or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For whatever cause they're going to do. So, yeah, I just wish they would let all that alone with sports, and let's have a place that we could go just forget about life, you know. But
It's a fact.
Motor America is really the last place that's like that I can think of. Man, we just did a couple hockey games, and I was like, really? I mean, you can't go to a hockey game, like, and people are so angry. Like, you go to a hockey game, and like, they're screaming at people. They're screaming at the players. I'm like, dude, I don't see you out there skating. I mean,
Fact.
Biggest
you know what I mean?
worst.
I was always taught if you can't do it, you know, shut your mouth, basically. You know, if you can't do it better than the other guy, you got nothing to say about it. But I don't see that in our paddock. You know what I mean? I think, I'm not saying there's not few people, but, you know, fans. But, yeah, for the most part, you know, we have a good thing going. We just have to expand it. We gotta get some more car. Now we got to get the car people to come in.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Because
sure.
when they see the bikes, they're shocked. They see you guys going on those turns. They're like, you know,
like down at Eagles Canyon, they're always like so surprised, like how we're going like quite a bit faster than them, like lap time wise. But so I don't understand like why they're not like hooked on us, you know?
Yeah.
like you said, it's social media. It's trying to get it out there. I mean, that's what CFE was trying to do, trying to get these people in, you know, getting it out there on social media, doing stupid stuff, you know, and, you know, people laugh. And that way you get people to pay attention, because it kind of got to be like in social media now. You got to do something kind of stupid to stand out, you know, because like everyone wants to be an influencer now.
Yeah.
So like everywhere you go, everyone's got a YouTube channel.
Yep.
I mean, you go on a cruise ship, there might be 7 people on a cruise ship. All they're doing is cameras all day long. I'm like, are you even enjoying the ship?
Yeah.
Like, we went on to look at cruise videos. I mean, there must be 30 different people on the same ship.
Yeah. Nobody's in tune to what's going on around them all the time, right? But I have a question for you, Jared, man. Are you into guns? Because I love guns.
I am. I mean, not
Uh-oh.
as much as I used to be, because just like everything else, it's so expensive
Facts.
nowadays. But yeah, I have a few.
Yeah.
No, we better not go get our arsenals then.
Right,
Yeah,
right. It's we'll be out here for another 2 hours for sure. What
Good thing about Pennsylvania is that they conceal pretty much everybody here carries.
Yeah.
That's probably why you don't see a ton of crime here. But I
Well, in
just got my
Oklahoma, you
new.
can Constitution carry, so you don't have to have your concealed and carry.
Oh yeah,
I have
here,
my concealed, but you can
me too.
open
well,
carry.
here all you do is just go in the sheriff's and then put in for it to run a background check and you get it. There's no class. But my new EDC is the P365 XL with the laser.
Nice.
So I got the laser, and I have a Glock 19 on one side and P365 on the other side of the bed for her. But I swapped them because I was like, wait a second. I'd rather have her have the laser so she has to see a laser and point.
Right.
But man, what a gun.
Yeah. What's your favorite gun, Jared? You have in your collection?
I can't say honestly. I mean, I have an LA 20 gauge. I love to go shoot some clay
Nice.
with. Which
Really?
I think
That's
it's
a nice
harder than
gun.
a 12 gauge for some reason, but
Benelli is a nice gun.
What do you
I
carry
love
for your
that.
EDC?
I got a
when you're
Glock.
carrying?
I
Glock?
got a couple. I got a revolver. I got from my grandpa when he passed away. So I don't really know exactly what brand it is. I haven't done much research on it, but
What do you carry if you're going to carry?
my Glock.
Which one is it? Which Glock?
I believe it's the 17 Gen 3
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, so you get the 45.
full size. Or
See now,
it's the 9 mil. So
is it
it's
9
a-
mil?
So it's a 19.
It's a 19.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Gen
That's what I
3
have. The 19, yeah, with the extended clip. But it's so
Yeah.
heavy, it's hard for me to carry. because
Yeah,
you
I do
can't
the I
really.
do the belt holster, so it's clipped on there like 2 ways.
Yeah, I have to get that. They have those band holsters now that you can go underneath your shirts because that is heavy. You put a 17-round clip in there, it's like
Yeah,
you can't conceal it.
I got
on
a
a t-shirt.
I got a FN 509 tactical. That's my favorite handgun that I own, and I bought a tier one. That's the name of it. Appendix, but the holster is kind of wide, right? Because it's made to spread out the weight, so you don't really feel the weight of the gun. But I mean, let's just be honest. You got 20 rounds in a gun. It's still going to be heavy no matter where you put it, right?
Yeah,
On your body for sure. But my favorite one that I own besides handguns is my 300 Blackout I
I
built.
knew it.
I love my Blackout. I start off, I was like, dude, I'm only gonna put $1,200 into it. I'm almost $3,000, and then I was like, I just gotta stop, right? And I could still, there's still things every time I look at it, I'm like, man, I want to do this, I want to do that, but yeah. And I didn't tell my wife how much I had into it. And the first time she shot it, she looked at me, she's like, this ain't no $1,000 gun. I was like,
You actually knew that?
not.
So she knows enough about guns to know that wasn't $1,000 gun.
Yeah, because she grew up because her dad was in the Air Force and they been shooting their whole life. So yeah, my wife's very aware around a handgun or AR-15 shotguns, whatever it is. Yeah, she's
See, that's what you do before one of your races. We'll go down the range, we'll light some up, and then you'll be like, oh, nice and relax, let's go.
Yeah, I'm down. I have a 1911 too, which I love, but that thing is a tank to carry around also.
It is, yeah, all steel, right? Yeah, it's that's the problem with the 1911 is they're it's just a heavy gun. I mean, let's just be honest, right? It's yeah, I don't you carry something heavy like that, even my that's why I stopped carrying the F&N, even though I paid $180 for this holster. This is another top, right? Guns and holsters, right? You spend $80 on a holster, you're like, oh, this is badass. You put it on, you wear it, I'm gonna give it a month, and you're like, man, this thing sucks ass, right? Now I gotta turn around and you can't trade it in, you can't sell it but for $30 because nobody's gonna get, so it's like, yeah, man, it's a double-edged sword for real. But dude, we're a big family of guns. My dad, man, he's got a freaking arsenal. He's got Scar H's, he's got, I mean, you name it, he's got and then when his dad died, my grandpa, he had some Japanese, because he was in the World War II, so he had some old that he, after whatever happened, he ended up bringing these guns back. So, and then my dad's actually got them now. And he's asked me what they were. I was like, dude, these are Japanese freaking World War II rifles, bro. What are you talking about? And yeah, they're but they're all, his dad kept them in, dude, had, when you buy a new gun, it's got grease on it, right? But there's a different type of grease when they store guns, right? Mm-hmm. It's like real thick, kind of reddish. Mm-hmm. Oh man, it was all over it, and I just grabbed it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And woo, yeah, it was.
It's like fifth wheel grease on a truck,
bro. It was, yeah. But he took him down, and the guy down to the gun dealer cleaned them all up, and asked my dad. He's like, "Dude, these are worth a lot of money. You want to sell them?" He's like, "Nope." And they just set up in the safe. We never shot them. We just, yeah, good stuff, man. Guns are awesome.
You can't go wrong with that.
No. I actually bought my son an AR-22. And he loves to go shoot that thing. So yeah, it's good pastime. The only problem is it's kind of like racing. Ammo's expensive as shit, right? It's not like it was back in the day.
Yep.
I mean, I remember I used to get 500 rounds of 9mm for $80.
Oh yeah.
Now
I just go buy the cheap stuff, even at Walmart, just the full metal jacket stuff for range ammo. And it was cheap.
Now it's like, dude, especially 300 Blackout, it's retarded.
Yeah.
You buy 250 rounds, it costs me $400. And you can blow 250 rounds in 30 seconds if you really wanted to. If you had all your magazines loaded up, you're just, when it's done, you're like, dude, that was $400 right there. Just down the drain in 10 minutes. Let's go home. Who's buying lunch? Because I'm broke.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the depressing part.
Right? Who's buying lunch?
It's like having a Lamborghini, but can't put gas in it. It's got to sit in the garage.
Yeah. I'm lucky because Santa Claus did bring me 250 rounds. So I got about 600 total, but not to I used to go the last gun show before this has been several years ago, probably about 6 years ago, man. I got for 250 rounds, it was like $80 or $90 from Georgia Arms. So I bought a couple canisters of them. But ever since then, it's just been, yeah, you're lucky especially if you buy them in 20s, right? You can pay up to $40 for 20 rounds of blackout. It's just nuts, man. It really is. And my other favorite gun, real quick, is I got a Moisten the Gant, which is awesome. It shoots a 7.62 by 54, so it's a big round. But I can only shoot about 30 rounds through it because it's all wooden with it's got a metal plate on the end of it, and yeah, my shoulder hurts because it kicks like a fucking bronco. Dude, it's retarded. Bam! I'm like, holy shit. Bam! Yeah, it's good. But maybe one day, Jaret, we'll have the opportunity to load them down and go out there and squeeze them off. It'd be a lot of fun.
So now I wanted to ask you about your job there. So Boeing, is it in Oklahoma there where you work, or do you have to?
It's in Altus. We have an Air Force base here.
Okay.
We have C-17s, KC-46, and KC-135s.
Nice.
Okay.
Have you been skydiving?
Are they phasing out the KC-135? Are they starting to phase
I
it
have
out?
not been skydiving. And what was the 135 question?
Sorry.
Are they phasing out the KC-135?
Nope.
I
mean, just the ones that are retiring because of old age. But
I thought that's why they're bringing the 47 in to eventually phase out.
No, the 46 is replacing the KC-10.
10. Okay, the old DC-10. Okay.
Yep.
That's what. Okay, that I knew something was getting phased out. I was a big boy.
Yeah, the 135 is going for like another 50 years, so it'll be almost 100 years old by the time it retires.
So how much fuel does that thing hold? I don't even know. How much fuel does that hold?
I don't remember off the top of my head. It's close to 300K.
Really? Now is that all that JPZ whatever it is, the fighter, the jet fuel?
Yeah, Jet A.
Jet A.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
For some reason, I thought the fighters took more than Jet A, though. I thought they took some like JPZ, some highly flammable. Fuel.
All we
just regular Jet A.
In the Air Force. I mean, some other branches might mess with some other stuff, but all the stuff we've been messing with is Jet A.
Just straight Jet A.
Yep.
Yeah, no MR2.
No.
Damn it.
No C-17?
Yeah. What? They need to step up their game, man. MR2 smells.
They probably have a lot more engine failures if they move to that.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, listen, if your bike takes Jet A, man, it's going to go.
It's going to be proper.
Jet A is basically diesel fuel, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. That's what. I always loved that smell when we start the planes up. Back in the day, the old TriStars. We fire them up on a cold day and they just smoke like it was on fire.
Yeah.
Engulf the whole thing. Oh, you smell just
Jet A is cool until you get covered in it and that's stuck.
Oh, then you can't get it off.
Yeah.
You might as well just throw them away.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know nothing about that. Y'all are speaking a foreign language to me right now.
Well, it's all oily. It's kerosene basically is what it is.
Okay.
Like you said.
Gotcha.
So
it's like diesel fuel. Once diesel's kind of thicker, so you get it on your clothes and it's like impossible.
It's finished. You can't ever wash it out. It's like cat pee. Once it goes, you're done. Throw it out.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk. So my son went and stayed a night with my mom for a couple nights, coming back, and we unloaded his little bag and we left it on the floor. Next thing I know, my cat goes in there and straight pees in it, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" You're right. I don't care what I did, bleach, whatever it is, outside for 3 days, picked it up, was like, nope, straight in the trash can.
Nope, you can't get rid of that.
Nope, it's horrible. It's horrible, man, dude. We've been at this almost for an hour and 40 minutes. This has been good, man. Listen, Jaret, dude, let's do this again. I would love to have you back on. We'll definitely plan it and get you back on. Looking forward to 2024. Looking for you to getting that W and standing on the top spot, right? It's definitely gonna be proper, man. Yeah, we're gonna end this here in a minute. I'm actually gonna go in here and make me something to eat for dinner. But listen, Mark, is there anything you would like to say before we get off?
Yeah. So talk to the boys, and everybody knows about CFE, and we were doing it for about 13 years, and we've decided that we are going to just kind of step out of the name and just go back to being the boys again, So you won't see the shirts, you won't see the hats. We're still there. We're still just want to support all the riders, kind of like when we first started. We all decided that that's kind of the way we wanted to go again. Just if you notice over the last 2 seasons. It was kind of wind down. I think we had a lot of riders were asking us. It was a lot more nuts when we were just wearing T-shirts, whoever's T-shirt we were supporting. We were jumping the fence, and they were up on the podiums. And once CFE came along, which did a lot of good. I mean, I think it brought a lot of people into the sport, but it also came with a price of like almost being a job. And if you're walking around with a beer and you had a CFE shirt and somebody didn't know who you were, we just wanted to be able to have fun again, I think. And it wasn't getting so much fun anymore. And so, yeah, it was a great run. And honestly, Fig named us, and now with him not being in the paddock, it's kind of like not the same. Because it was really cool to see him, and he would always see the CFE, and it was like his thing too. So, but we're not going anywhere. We're just gonna go back the way we used to be. We're just gonna be the guys and the crazy guys, and whatever shirts we get, that's what we're supporting the people. That's what we want to do. Just go back to having fun again. So I think you'll see a lot more craziness and just having fun. That's what it was all about in the first place. So yeah. So that's just what I want to tell everybody. And not that we're going anywhere, but you just won't see the CFE stuff in the paddock. So maybe we'll do a giveaway.
I'm gonna wear a CFE shirt. You guys will see.
You can wear it all you want.
Yeah.
I think I got one left.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a contest and auction it off and give the money to some rider.
Oh man, I got a great idea. Why don't we take it to MA and have all the riders sign it, and we can just maybe do a drawing on a podcast one day, and give it away to a lucky viewer, whoever gets it. I think that'd be a great idea for sure. And man, listen real quick, what CFE's done for the sport, brought all the passion and brought so many new people to the paddock. It's amazing. It's an honor for me to have met all the CFE guys. Man, what a blast it was at Jersey when I finally met them all. I think
you're gonna find it's gonna be a little more fun now without the shirt. I think it's gonna be what you experienced. He was initiated, by the way, Jared. He had initiated the 6:30 in the morning. He had the shotgun of beer.
Dude, straight up. As soon as I get to the track, they're like, bam! I'm like, oh hell!
I think you're gonna see a lot more the way it used to be. So, I mean, you don't remember us when we first started, but there's some really crazy stuff going on. It was a lot of fun, and I think that's where we want to go back to, just being the guys that go out and just have a good time, and don't have to worry about the shirt. Some people got confused and thought maybe we were a team, and then they see us drinking, and they're like, they weren't sure. I mean, most people knew us in the paddock, but you get a few people to say something on social media or whatever, but we just decided that we just want to wear like Altus Motorsports shirt, support Jaret at a race, so also wear a different shirt, and that way we're truly supporting him. We got his shirt, not a CFE shirt, and that's kind of what we looked at. We kind of thought it's kind of getting away from I think people are starting to come in now, so now we can just go back to supporting the riders like what we wanted to do to begin with. So
there'll still be crazy antics around the
oh my god, that's not real
podium though. That's not going to change. You'll see us over there, and I want to be part of it this year too, where I'm back there lifting up the riders and hooping and hollering and squeezing water on everybody, chasing.
I want to put this guy on my shoulder, so I got a picture.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Yeah, I dude, listen, Mark, what an honor it is to have you be part of Pin the Gas too. I appreciate it. Absolutely a privilege. It is, man. And Jared, it's an honor to have you on. Before we get on there, how can people find you, support you? I know you're not big into social media, which unfortunately is a big part of the sport now, but how can people find you, get in touch with you to support you?
Yeah, I try to be involved in social media as much as possible, but getting the right posts and stuff out there, it's a full-time job. But I do have Instagram, Jaret_59, and then Facebook is just my name. I have just me is Jaret Nassaney, and I have a Jaret Nassaney racing page as well. And then somehow my Instagram got a page as well on there. So there's a couple that you can go follow and follow the journey of 2024. And thank you very much for having me on today. It was a pleasure.
Let's get everyone to follow him too. Yeah, let's get everyone even across the pond. We try to, everyone, I think, crisscrosses and try to help each other out. We try to help people over there out, and hopefully even people over there in BSB and fans over there, wouldn't mind helping us out over here as well. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. Listen, Jared, dude, honor's all ours for sure. And listen, I look
Absolutely.
forward to having you back on the podcast. I'd like to get up after like first couple rounds of the season, see where you're at. Actually, you know what? I'll be in Road Atlanta, so when I see you there, we'll sit down and me and you will plan out our next podcast when the best time for you is. Yeah, enjoy it. Always enjoy having a conversation, especially about guns and all that good stuff. Yeah, proper, man. I really appreciate it. Again, Mark, thank you guys so much. Before I get off
thank you,
here,
Chris. You are the one. Yeah, you built this podcast, and
I appreciate it.
yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. It means a lot to me for everybody watching. It really does. Thanks for everybody that watched tonight. This episode will be out on Spotify, everywhere but Apple. I'm still trying to work mine getting on Apple, but we're on everywhere. It'll be out tomorrow, probably around 2:00 in the afternoon. I'll actually tag Jared and put it out on social media. I'd like to give a big shout out to my our first sponsor, the Clothing Kings. They actually make all our merch, Pin the Gas podcast. So here within maybe 2 weeks, you guys will be able to go on their website and actually order. You can get hats, t-shirts, beanies, jackets, whatever you guys want. Yeah, what an honor it is. Chris Lewis, thank you guys so much. Chris Glad and everybody that watches and supports. This has been an honor and what a ride it's been. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. As my man Cool Jules says, I am Chris, the whole effing show Simcoe, my man Mark Dog Sherman, and the new 2024 champ in Super Sport. I'm calling in now. My man Jaret Nassaney. I have such a hard time saying your last name. I'm sorry. Sorry I murdered it again, but man, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon.